Yo. We got to start this show off a little bit different. We lost a homie of ours, Timmy my cousin's next door neighbor. Many a blunts, many a convos. I'd be like, cuz I'm staying on your porch and talking to Timmy. And so we're gonna take 20 seconds of silence for Timmy Mans, and shout out the Mans family. All right, y'all, let's get ready for today's show. Let's roll that motherfucking intro.
Yeah. I got niggas hating, I ain't even made it. Yeah. I got niggas pissed, I ain't even rich. I ain't.
Everybody wanna know. 28, bitch, that's a O.
O's. And we are in this bitch. We're here with another lit episode. And guess what, Bloomington? We've had a rough last night, but we're bringing you the light. And today we got an extra special guest. And many of the biggest stars that you've ever seen this far in Bloomington are in the motherfucking building, y'all. Murk!
What's up, gang?
What time is it?
Man, you already know what time it is, bro. It's 28FACTZ time. You hear me? Number facts.
And today we got the father, the husband, the entrepreneur, the rapper, the greatest rapper, and my motherfucking brother. Can we get a round of motherfucking applause for Futuristic? Hey.
What's the word, man?
Yo, y'all watching. Flame up. I need my flame up. Pour your drink. Get whatever the fuck you need. Get your snacks. Grab your bitch. Cause we in the building right now, y'all. Yo, we got comments already coming through, yo. How are you doing, sir?
I'm always blessed. I got y'all on my live on Instagram real quick, so we gonna see what they say after this. But yeah, man. Always blessed. How you living?
Murk, you first.
I'm living good, man. You feel me? Out here in Tennessee right now with my son, man. Just chilling.
Nice.
What up, Kawani? What up, Blake? What up, Jordan? What up, everybody watching? What up, T Burke? What up, Nick? Yo, I'm so lit right now. I'm telling you.
You're so lit.
Nigga, you see what I did to Chris Calico? We in this hole now. Ain't no stopping me now. We gonna get a little bit into that. We're gonna start it off though with a little bit of fun. Are you down to play a game?
Run it up.
Let's get it.
Y'all watching, share. The game is called This or That. And you got some tough choices that you're gonna have to make today, cuz.
All right.
Murk, you got the list of them, right?
Yes, sir.
We'll go one at a time.
Okay.
I'll kick it off. So, first, Kanye or Drake?
For what? One gotta go. One doesn't exist anymore.
What you like? Yeah, fuck it. Pretty much.
I'll probably pick Kanye. God, Kanye.
Really?
Kanye was more pivotal to like my love for music than Drake. So I'm gonna say Kanye. I'm not saying necessarily Kanye over Drake, or maybe I am Kanye over Drake because he was more influential to my career, and I feel like he had more of an impact on more things than Drake for me. So I'm keeping Kanye.
And don't be scared to answer in the comment section. We fucking with all of y'all. Okay, this is a spicy one right here. Okay,
Kim,
Kim,
or go ahead.
no, you ask it. It's your turn.
Kim or Callie.
Kylie.
Kylie, yeah, you know I can.
Kim or Kylie?
Or
Yeah.
That's crazy. My wife says neither, but I'm gonna go ahead and say Kim.
Shout out Petty. Oh, Kim.
Yeah.
I'm picking
Although,
I'm
yeah,
picking Kim.
I'm picking Kim. Well, and once again, I mean, depends on what we're talking about. I'm gonna just say Kim and leave it at that.
Yo, Travis Scott, watch out. No, I'm joking. Shout out Perry. She's amazing. We're just having fun, okay? I'm an uncle now. We're going to get into all that. I love my nephew. That's my dog. Okay, so loyalty or respect?
Loyalty, for sure. Loyalty. I mean, you don't gotta respect me necessarily. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm doing what I'm doing regardless. And if cats don't respect it, it don't matter. I'm moving how I'm moving, and I'm doing my thing. So I don't need respect. There's plenty of people I'm sure that don't respect it, you know? So at the end of the day, I'd rather have the loyalty from the people around me than have respect from
a bunch.
People, yeah. From people that don't matter.
That's 20 years.
What do y'all think? We got people answering in the comments. Y'all are more than welcome to drop your opinion. And you do the next one, Murk.
Okay, love or fear?
Love.
Why?
I mean, these questions are just this or that, love or fear. What's the question? Like, love is more important than fear. I operate out of love, not out of fear. So,
and it's a first instinct kind of thing. When you hear the words,
yeah, love.
What
love.
do you
I don't ever operate out of fear. So, love, for sure. Always operate out of love.
Okay, Tupac or Biggie?
Tupac.
Easy, damn. You gonna do baby like that?
For me, Tupac over Biggie, for sure.
Okay, I'll take it.
And I think probably, I mean, even outside of rap, like, it's just so impressive how much he got accomplished in such a short amount of time. So, like, for me being the entrepreneur and like loving different facets of different things, like Tupac over Biggie is just a more influential overall brand for me. And he really, like, he was that guy.
Tupac was. He laid his fucking. I idolize cats like Tupac and Kanye because they laid it all on the line every time and gave no fucks. Do you think you're that brave?
No, hell no. As brave as Tupac? No, please do not shoot me 5 times. I'm not Tupac. Tupac didn't care. The way he talked so reckless all the time, and like you said, wore his heart on his sleeve, and it didn't matter. So I mean, that's a prime example of operating out of love over fear. My guy took that to the ultimate extreme. So that's why I'd definitely go with Tupac.
What up, Ant? What up, Ant? Okay, the next one. You can ask the one after this.
All right, go ahead.
This is a spicy one right here. Hopsin or Tech 9?
Tech.
Why?
Same reasons. Like, Tech has such an empire, and I think I'm more similar to Tech, not as an artist, but as a human being than I am to Hop. And I think me and Tech have shared more like cool moments together than me and Hop. But I really respect just what Tech has built. I respect what Hop's doing now too, because he's really just living his life and don't give a damn. I don't want to say he don't give a damn about music, but he's actually just living, which is really dope too. Dude lives in Amsterdam, then mobs over to Australia and goes to all these different places, and like he's just doing his thing. So definitely that. But as far as like overall, I'm gonna go with Tech, like the longevity of it, the infrastructure of it, everything that he's built, and then how just as cool of a human being as he is, I gotta go with Tech.
That's facts.
I'll take Tech too. He's more consistent. All that. Go ahead. Ask
I don't know Hopkins, so I'm gonna take Tech too. But indie music or mainstream?
Indie for sure. it's weird. Like I have a playlist that I pretty much listen to every day that like I curated basically. And when I go through it, it's damn near all indie, you know? I think that a lot of mainstream stuff can be watered down. And then a lot of the subject matter in mainstream music, I just don't relate to. You know, some of the more popular artists is, you know, I just don't relate to their lifestyle and don't want to. So I think that's why I relate to a lot of why I like independent music more. And to bring it back, like even Hopsin was one of the first independent artists that I saw. And what got me really on my grind for independent music was seeing Illmind Hopsin and Sag My Pants and all that. So independent music for sure.
Okay. Art or business?
Business. I get more gassed up over business than I do over art. Like I'm more interested in talking to people about business than I am art. Like I couldn't sit down and talk to you about, like people can geek out. My guy Binks can geek out about engineering a song and tell you everything about it for 2 hours. My guy Cannon can geek out about the drums and how he did that, or how crazy, or I just watched Oswin Benjamin and Chris Rivers and Denzel Porter geek out lyrically about how they went so crazy on the art. For me, all I'm thinking as they're saying it is like, okay, cool. How are we going to market it? How are we going to get it into more hands? How are we going to get more people to hear it? So for me, it's definitely business over art. And even, you know, us as kids, like it was always business over art. For me, I'm like, okay, how we selling this? We're not giving this away. We selling it.
And it was always art for me. I'd be like, let's get in here and make that. And you'd literally out the gate be like, okay, when are we making money off of this?
Yeah.
Yo,
I'd be like, no, we're not doing that unless we're getting paid.
Like, yeah, holler at me when we can put it in the bank. And I would be like, don't wait for me to get to the cheese. Please do not do that. Thank y'all watching. Share. We're here. We're lit. Futuristic. Yo, it's so weird to say it because it's like you're literally the most famous person from our hometown.
Yeah, that's facts.
There's got to be somebody bigger. There's got to be like an actor or like
Jane Lynch went to ISU. Is literally the closest. Exactly. Jane Lynch from Glee is the closest thing that we have had. Yes, it's not like you are from Bloomington, normal, but we love Phoenix, Arizona. We fuck with y'all, but Illinois, Bloomington, that's what this is for.
Yeah, no, it's kind of wild because I lived in Bloomington till I was only 12, actually. And then Danville, 13 and 14. And then moved to Arizona at 14. So, yeah, I've actually spent more of my life here than I have there now. But, yeah, Bloomington, normal is definitely home ground. It's wild going back.
Yeah, you said it's wild.
Why? I definitely remember you too from back then. You
can I get a lighter?
You probably don't remember me, but I most definitely remember you.
That's wild. From where did me and you meet?
I want to say I want to say at the swim pool at Fairview all the time.
Oh wow!
I want to say Fairview pool
as a kid. As a kid.
Sorry to anybody who was out at Fairview, females. Males alike, because we was taking your chicks, we were setting the whole Fairview down. You already know.
At the ripe age of 9 and 11.
Yo, out there.
Oh man, that's funny.
Yeah. To go on, ask the next question, Murk.
Dark liquor or light liquor?
What's crazy is recently I've been drinking a little bit of honey jack, but overall, everybody knows I'm a Ciroc guy. I mean, I can do some Crown Apple, I can do some honey jack, but yeah, light liquor. I'm a Ciroc guy. So
I'm with you. I'm going light.
Y'all had me drunk acting an ass out in the cabin.
Who was acting an ass before he got the drink? That's what's crazy.
Bro, I was gonna get to all that because, bro, I could only imagine certain things. Next question.
Yeah.
Chinese food or Mexican food? Y'all, drop your comments. What up, Maceo? What up, Heather B? I see y'all fools watching this. Y'all wild as hell, y'all.
So interesting. I would say Asian food over Mexican food, but I wouldn't say Chinese over Mexican. I'd say
Okay.
Thai food, Vietnamese food over Mexican, but I'd take Mexican food over Chinese food.
Okay.
There's definitely a difference. People are probably like, nigga, what you talking about? No, there's definitely a difference. Trust me.
We got one last one of this or that. Okay.
Chris
And you-
Calico or Daz Exotic?
That's hilarious.
You
Chris
know-
for sure. Chris for sure.
Nigga, what? Nigga,
What are we talking about? That's hilarious.
You set me up to get hit by that motherfucking tape. You invite me to meet T-Pain, and next thing you know,
Let's not exaggerate. You knew it was a Chris Calico video too. I didn't just say it was T-Pain.
Man, you got me hit by a tape, but did not take me to say hi to Chris Calico. Yo, Murk, this man had some girl who did a cover FaceTiming, and I'm getting hit by a tape, Murk. The shit is wild, Murk.
Yeah, I saw that shit, gang.
Yeah. Oh, but no,
TT.
people think that you had something to do with me beefing with Chris. Let them know now that is not true. That was not.
Yeah, definitely didn't have nothing to do with that. I didn't even really know. I still don't really know about it. To be
I
real,
would text you. I
Like,
would text you, and I'd be like, "Me and Chris Calico shit."
yeah, and I'm like, what are you talking about? But yeah, I caught a little bit of that. I think the day after, I caught a little bit of that, and I'm super impatient. Like I could honestly say I've never watched a podcast. I've never watched a full shoot. A lot of times I get my music video sent to me, and I don't even watch the whole thing before I upload it. Like I just be doing so much stuff that I'm just like, boom, boom, boom. This dude said, Futuristic, when you dropping something new. I drop new music damn near every week. I just dropped the album. But yeah, I didn't know there was anything about that. Like, video came out. I think I shared it that first day, and then it's back to work. So I didn't know nothing about y'all having.
Thank you for clearing
a real or a fake beef.
He don't know what it was. No, but I'd be like, you think I'd be like that in real life? That's not. Listen, Murk, tell us.
You do be like that in real life. What we talking about?
Factual.
Oh, come on. Come on, Murk. I love both y'all niggas, man.
Come on,
we're gonna get into your career, and even that question of when are you dropping something new?
Yeah.
A lot of people don't. You haven't gotten the same amount of publicity,
right,
that you used to.
Correct.
And so people don't really know. How do you feel about stuff like that happening? And is it on purpose? Like, or when did you feel like that?
The shift?
Yes.
We talked about it briefly, but what's wild is, been rapping since I was 5, was so consumed with music, wanted to get on so bad, worked so hard for it. And I really had like a 3-year, 4-year moment, like where it was just like, I was at the forefront of influencer marketing for music. I was at the forefront of a lot of, I don't want to say I was at the forefront of ciphers, but I was on all the new platforms that were doing ciphers. I was, doing a lot of things. I was at the forefront of one takes. I don't want to say I created one takes, but I branded one takes. Like I did all these different things. And I think that I was so invested in music, and it was so much being in LA, working with so many people, that when I moved back to Arizona, I kind of just took a step back and was like, okay, Zach, you made it to where, I don't want to say necessarily where I intended to make it to, but even if you watch interviews from 2013, my answer is, you know, what do you want to do? And I'm never like, I want to take over the world. I want to be the biggest artist in the world. It was always, yo, I want to provide for my family and I want to live off music. And so when I realized I was actually doing it, I think that's the moment I found a love for life. And I can genuinely say that exactly when it happened was in that moment. Like, I did the As Seen on the Internet tour, and then I didn't drop any music for 6-7 months after As Seen on the Internet. I went from August until February without dropping anything. And then I dropped one more song, and then I really didn't drop anything else until an EP that I threw out on Thanksgiving. And I think it was just different. I just felt different about the whole thing. Now, I don't want to say that that it wasn't already maybe trending that way. Maybe that was going to happen anyways, but definitely my focus on wanting to do other things too, like creating Sheesh World, you know, working with Ryan at Guest List, like doing all the different things I wanted to do, traveling. I had never traveled for fun before. So like all those different things just led me to kind of, I guess, I don't want to say step away, but just not go so crazy with the marketing like I used to do. So I think the disconnect definitely happened late 2017, which is kind of crazy because that year still had 3 big songs for me, with Wave, with Epiphany, and with Talk. And then the album
those were huge records.
Yeah, so like it still was doing its thing, but like those records came about very organically and there was very little promo. It was just like, I did it, I put it out. I was tired of the rat race of chasing and dealing with all the egos and personalities in the music business, to where I was just like, I'm just going to do this. Like, I'm just going to put my shit out, and if people rock with it, they rock with it. I am making money hand over foot, just regardless. If nobody listens to the new shit, they still listen to the old shit. And then vice versa. Like, there's an algorithm on Spotify, and I have 500,000 followers on Spotify. So I could put something out and not post about it, and it's still going to get 100,000 streams.
Right. Well, and even with that, let's get into well, real quick, what is Guest List for people who don't know? Quick.
Guest List is the biggest clothing store in Arizona. With
hey!
I got with my guy Ryan on that. He was my partner with Sheesh World. He was already crushing Guest List with his other partners. And when they got out, me and him started working.
For sure. And so the album is called Don't Want to Be Famous, that just came out.
New Year's, and
that's kind of like a statement towards people who think shit like that.
Right.
And people questioning where you're at now. Shout out to Aisha Anderson. But yeah, hopefully I didn't slaughter your name. Share. Y'all watching. Let's take it to the top. We got 40 of y'all in here. Let's keep it moving. Let's keep it pushing. We're trying to get to 100 in this bitch. Let's make it bust. Keep dropping in the comments.
Hey, but why you name your mixtape that? Like, can we?
Why that name Don't Want to Be Famous? Yeah. Literally, that's how I feel. And I think that's something that people don't understand. Like, even now, I watch all these people on TikTok, and like, I talk to kids and things like that. Even when people recognize me, like, bro, you're famous, or you're my favorite rapper when I was this old, or whatever. And then they're like, I'm trying to get famous, and I'm like, for what?
For what?
Why are you trying to be famous? And I think that's the crazy thing about social media nowadays is people want to be famous. And once you get a taste of that fame, like you don't understand what it's like to go to a dinner and then your family doesn't want to be there with you because they want to leave because you're getting bombarded for pictures and everything else. You don't understand what it's like to go try to play basketball and then you're pissing off everybody on the court because kids keep running in to take pictures with you while you're supposed to be hooping. Like, you don't understand what it's like to have a terrible day, worst day of your life, and then be stopped to take a picture with somebody. Like, I want to be so famous I can afford to step back and live my life. Yes, exactly. So for what it is like, you don't have to be famous to be rich. And that's something that's for me, it's like, I would much rather put my money into other businesses than put it into music, because the goal for me now is not to be famous. Music was a platform for me to start other endeavors and to support my family and to help other people out. So when I say I don't want to be famous, I really do not want to be famous. Imagine being Drake and like you can't go to the grocery store, you can't go bowling, you can't go out to a movie, you can't do anything without security. Not to mention you don't know people's intentions, you don't know you can it's I would imagine it's extremely hard to find a loyal real woman. There's just so many different things that when you're famous and you're at that level of fame, it's not tight. And I experienced it at a much smaller level, and even at that level, don't get it twisted. I don't turn down pictures. I take pictures with everybody. Like I respond to as many comments and messages as I possibly can. But at the end of the day, I enjoy my life and I enjoy what I've built for myself. And so don't want to be famous is just a reflection of that.
Well, and even getting into that, it's so funny because people will always hit me up and be like, oh, he seemed like you did an interview with Derek and a kid named Derek, and he was like he seemed like he didn't like me. There's a comment on the post that's like, he didn't seem very happy. You know, my guy Ant, who's watching now, he dropped that comment. And it's funny because what I tell them, and it's
Derek?
funny, but it's true. He did the podcast. He's got a lot of dope guests. Lone Wolf with Whitney Payton, Chris, and all kinds of people have been guests on his show.
Have you watched his podcast?
Yeah.
Okay, keep it going.
Yeah, but a lot of people will be like, he seemed like he wasn't very happy to be there. And it's like, I literally tell them, and it's a joke, but it's true. I'll be like, that's just his face. Like that. And that's also like our dad's energy too. He's very much kind of like,
I disagree.
You think he's like, we're a little bit more intimidating than what we give ourselves credit.
I have heard a lot of people say that I'm intimidating. And I think it just depends on the situation. It just depends on the situation. I'm not gonna lie, and I don't want to bash anybody, but if the podcast I'm thinking about is the one that I think you're talking about, that was not a good podcast. I don't like wasting my time. So if that's what I'm thinking about, it might not be. I know there was one podcast I did where I was very irritable.
I think you're talking about the right one.
That it was with a younger kid.
Yeah.
He was very like, it wasn't even about, like, we didn't talk about barely anything. He was talking about his emotions and feelings, his own. And that's fine, but like, that's not a podcast. So for me, when you see me in any sort of like, I think irritable state, yeah, I do look upset because I hate wasting my time. So if somebody pays me for a service, which I think if it's the one I think it is, you booked me through Indie Amplify, cool, run it up. At the same time, if you're conducting something that's not professional, that isn't high quality, that doesn't live up to what it's supposed to be, and you have weird energy, of course my face is gonna be weird because I'm literally sitting here like, what are we doing? Why are we doing it? So
we're keeping it a whole buck today.
Yeah, and that's for anything though. Like, it's not just, and it's not people that are on a smaller scale. I've been on huge podcasts and interviews. Like, there was a day in New York where I did like 20 something interviews, and I got asked the same questions on every interview. Nobody did their research. Cats was saying shit that was disrespectful. Like, do you think that you're going to make it as an artist? And I'm like, fam,
what the fuck?
So when you see things like that, when you hear things like that, or people don't do their research before a podcast, or like, it's a waste of my time, that's when you'll see my face. And that's when you'll be able to tell, like, I'm not into it. Because if you're wasting my time, like, I could just hang up, but I'm not going to. You paid for a service. You paid for me to do your podcast, but you need to get your shit together.
I'm bougie as fuck because there's been interviews where I came in and walked straight out, treated their life like, and it was a badass bitch, and I'm like, yo, You didn't do anything I asked. I'm not doing this. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
So I'm bougie as fuck, I guess. I don't play that shit. Whether it's Chris Cali, and you hate me and love me for that fact.
Yeah. I don't hate you. There's just times and places for everything, you know what I'm saying? And so like there's definitely times to turn up and be like, or not even turn up, just be like, yo, you're wasting my time. Like if there's nothing else, or you don't have any research on me, or like this is how you're conducting, I'm cool. Like best of luck to you. I'm out. Like unless you say something super disrespectful to me, like that's probably how I'm gonna address the situation. I'm just gonna be like, yo, this really isn't worth, no offense, this isn't worth my time or yours. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna just be out. So, yeah.
So, somebody said you need a bigger water jug.
This thing going crazy. I'm trying to drink a gallon a day.
Really? Literally?
Yeah,
Shout out Swimp G. That's who commented that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But you, okay, now, you've been doing a lot to help artists. It's interesting because your places like Bloomington and places you've been sometimes frequently say you don't do enough for them, which is kind of crazy. Feel like you're distant from Bloomington. How does that come into play? And like, can you explain that? And then we can get into Indie Amplify.
Yeah, I actually just in the Matty Ice podcast that dropped yesterday, you know, that it's something that I was referred to. I don't remember who I heard say it first, but it's just like when you get on a plane and they're like, if the plane goes down or you're low on oxygen, like put your mask on first before you help anybody else out. And that's really what you got to do in life in general. I can't put somebody on if I'm not in a position to put somebody on. I can't put somebody on that's not. And what's crazy too is you can't put somebody on that doesn't have the ability to do what they're supposed to do with that position. There's a reason why you're not on. Period. You got to get on by yourself. And what's crazy is when you look at, there's labels that have hundreds of people signed, and you only know the top 20 out of the 300 people that are signed to the label. You like Pro Era has like 30 niggas in it. How many of them do you know? And Joey Badass is 10 times, 20 times bigger than me. So at the end of the day, when you're like, yo, Futuristic ain't putting me on, put yourself on. All that I can do is speak what I know. All that I can do is give people the resources. And what's crazy is I've been doing that from day one. I've been doing local showcases from day one to help other artists, and because it was my job. You know what I'm saying? Like I was supporting my life off of that, but I was getting people performing for 350 people every single month.
Yo,
so
you came through and did Bochella. You did Prove It in Arizona and Bloomington multiple times, where many artists had a chance to get on there.
Facts. And the thing about it is, like, nobody can put anybody on, period. Even if Drake posts about you, right? Drake posts about you right now. Cool. You're going to get a bunch of followers. If your music is ass and you don't stay consistent afterwards, it's not going to matter. So at the end of the day, putting somebody on doesn't work unless that person is ready for that situation. And then it's not as easy as people think. It's not as easy as people think. It's consistent. Like me and Devon was consistently working for multiple years. Devon was crushing his side. I was crushing mine. And we did things together that people say I put him on. People say he put me on. The stuff with Michael Minnelli, it's like same thing. Like it took doing a whole project, doing all this stuff. And Michael Minnelli still is not on. And I gave him my all. You know what I'm saying? For a year and a half, I've given him my all on everything. So it's just like it doesn't work. It doesn't work that simple.
What do you think the number one thing that independent artists are doing wrong?
Not knowing anything about the business. I think I see artists all the time. Like there's so many simple things that they're not doing. And it's all just little business stuff. Like pitching a song on Spotify. When like sometimes I'll do collabs with people and they book me for a primary artist and then they ask me, what does that mean? If you don't know what that means, A, why did you pay for it? And B, how are you in the music industry and don't know the difference between a feature and a primary artist? So it's like artists spend all this time. Once again, if they love the art, I get it. We all love the art. But you have to also, if you want to make it in the business, you got to know the business. It's the music business. So at the end of the day, it's just a lack of trying to learn the business. And that's just laziness. It's laziness at the end of the day, you know, and not having the focus to do what you're supposed to do. So for me, I think the biggest mistake people are making is not knowing the business and then not continuing to learn. If you continue to learn the business, you'll automatically do the right things because you're studying everybody else doing it. You know what I'm saying? You'll constantly be inspired because you're learning. And when you learn, you grow. So that's really what it is. Artists got to start learning the business, learning what things are working on TikTok, what things work on YouTube, on Facebook. How do you grow? You're spending $1,000 to shoot a music video and you're spending no money to market it. Like, that's idiotic. It doesn't work like that. But people think that it does because there's a few very rare cases in which it works. There's flukes that happen every now and then, and artists think that they can just pop off overnight from doing absolutely nothing, you know, and it doesn't work like that.
I want to give one of the fan questions. I want you to answer that. Aunt Jones wants to know what happened with the split between you and Devon.
There's not a split. Me and Devon are still super cool. We actually was just talking like 2 days ago. He commented on my post yesterday. There's no
those
split.
who don't know, I'm just clearing the air.
Yeah. No split at all. It was just like we had the same manager. So me and Devon was just, anytime I got an opportunity, it was like, yo, let's make sure Devon goes, you know, if it makes sense for him. And then obviously my manager, if there's something that pops up, he's like, he's wanted to put both of his artists on it, obviously. So that's how the relationship really started. And then as me and Devon both like came up, I hit a big break before he did. So like my fan base was a little bit bigger. And I think at the end of the day, Devon's music and my music are actually completely different. Devon was really trying to create his own niche of fans outside of me. So the reason why we stopped collabing as much was because he needed to do that. He needed to build his own niche of R&B fans instead of building a rap fan base when that's not the music that he wanted to create. So that's really why you see less collabs, and why you saw less collabs and less tours and stuff together was like, I'm touring with Tech Nine. Devon should be touring with Eric Bellinger, you know, literally. Or Usher or somebody, like literally like that. So at the end of the day, our music together is one sound, which is more similar to my sound than his for the most part. And then his music is completely different. So that's why you don't see us do as many things together. There's no hard feelings at all. That's my brother. So
I'm your brother. No,
you my brother for real.
I be
Devon is always there.
Yo, so Indie Amplify, what makes it different? Indie Amplify, www.Indie Amplify, the website. It can change your motherfucking life. Independent artists watching this right now, share. We getting into the business. I seen somebody say earlier, I want to be on Indie Amplify, and right now is the most perfect time. It's not that hard. It's not that fucking hard. It's not. Thank you, E3Z, dropping the website in the motherfucking comments. Thank you, Teddy. Yo, and shout out Goro, my only Twitch watcher. Right now, he's sitting there mad as hell talking about ignore your only Twitch. No, I'm letting the nigga talk for the first time ever on live TV. So suck it. But so Indie motherfucking Amplify.
Yes, sir.
It is way better than Fiverr. Let people know why.
Yeah, I mean, Indie Amplify started about a year and a couple months ago, and it really was just I constantly was helping artists out. You know, people are like, "Yo, help me get on big playlists. Help me work with this person. Help me get a reaction video. Help me get a feature." So I'm constantly like middlemaning these deals and doing my own research and looking back at my email chain. So doing a feature used to take like 12 emails to get done, right? They inquire, they want to know what the price is, then they want to negotiate the price, they want you to do a video, they want you to post it, they're sending you the files, it's all these different things, right? Now it's like buying a t-shirt where you can just click a button, you click on the picture, you click the things that you want the artist to do, you request it, the artist hits approve or deny, they send it back, boom, it's done, right? So Indie Amplify was really like, honestly, it was me being tired of middleman and hella features and different things. And then on top of that, just like once I got into it, I'm like, yo, this could be the thing. Well, this is the thing. There was never a time back in the day where you could just directly know somebody's price, directly work with somebody and not get screwed over. Like there's artists that, oh yeah, cash at me, Venmo me, I'll do the feature. Then they never do it. That couldn't happen on Indie Amplify because the money comes
They
to
hold your money. They will hold your money till you do the motherfucking job.
Exactly. Yeah, the money doesn't get released until you do your job. And when the customer says they did their job. So
yeah,
at the end of the day, it's just a dope place where like if you have a budget and you're like, yo, I got $2,000. I'm trying to get a feature. I'm trying to get some playlisting. I'm trying to get a reaction video. I'm trying to learn some shit, whatever. You can now go to the site and basically use your budget to get all the things that you need. And we're just building out new things all the time. Like we're building out our concert platform right now to where you'll be able to go on there and buy on the shows. So every artist that goes on tour, we want to get their dates. We want to offer their opening slots and you can go buy a concert. So we're working on that. We just want to keep giving opportunities to different people or like contests. We're about to launch a contest in a couple days for next month where you can get on a song with me and another huge artist that's much bigger than I am. And those are things that weren't around. You know, those things weren't around when I was coming up. So really just wanted to formulate the education, the free YouTube channel where I drop videos at least once a week, B, the marketplace to where you can work with anybody you need to work with to succeed, and then C, the opportunities that just were not available when I was coming up.
Heather B, chill. We're gonna get into the crowd is asking amazing questions.
Yeah, run them up. Hey, how much you ever like made off that? You yourself.
As an artist on Indie Amplify,
you made an Instagram post about it.
So I was booked for $150,000 worth of stuff last year.
Woo!
That's features, music reviews, and consulting. And so how that works is I did 200 music reviews. I did 40 plus features. I did 15 plus consulting sessions and 150 grand. That means my streams, my actual music, my own music, I wouldn't have even had to make any songs last year. And that's not as the owner of Indie Amplify. That's just as an artist on Indie Amplify. So, and I'm not even our top seller. There's people that made more.
That's not the ownership money. Okay, so focus. Y'all watching. Focus. This is what y'all need to hear, you rappers out there. Come on, man. Let's think three-dimensionally in 2022 and be on some real shit.
Crazy.
We still got a chain on. But yo, that's dreaming with your eyes wide open. Stop dreaming with your eyes closed. Think freedom when you're creating and making music.
And at the end of the day, like what's cool about it is artists,
they can sign up for. They can
you
sign up.
You can sign up right now. You can sign up right now. Go to indieamplify.com, join, sign up. What's cool about it is since we've opened it up, because before it was just people that I vetted that had to be over 75,000 monthly listeners. You know what I'm saying? To even be on the feature page. And now anybody can sign up. And what I've seen that's really cool about it is the smaller artists are getting booked just as much as the bigger artists because their price is lower, and they're actually out there sharing it. They're sharing their links so people can book them. At the end of the day, no matter what level you're at, people are going to hit you up and want features. People are going to hit you up and want different things. And if you have a link that you can send them to and be like, yo, boom, here it is, let's rock. You got to put a value on what you do and value yourself and get that money. So I've lived off features from long before I was super popping, right? Like from 2010, I was knocking out features for $200, you know, and that's how I paid my rent. So that thing still can happen now in this day and age more than ever. Drop a song, then in your story, if you want me on your song, boom, book me here. You want me to check out your music, boom, hit me here. So, yeah.
And right now, you have a contest going on.
Okay. I'm about to. I don't yet.
No, there's a $5,000.
Oh, yeah, that contest. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, you got a couple more days to sign up for Indie Amplify. And if you sign up before January 31st, on January 31st, we're going live. We're giving away $5,000. We're giving away $1,000 in cash to 3 people. And we're giving away $2,000 in store credit, 1,000 to 2 different people. So 5 different people are going to get $1,000.
And so it's to get more people to sign up,
Yes.
not to buy. Because a lot of people are confused and think they've got to purchase something. No, register. It's free to register. It takes a couple days to get approved, possibly a week, correct?
Yeah. 7 to 10 days at the absolute max. Some people get approved in a day. We still have a pretty small team, so somebody's got to review your product and make sure that it works and makes sense, and you're not offering crazy shit that you shouldn't be offering, and then it gets approved. So right now we have one person that's doing that. So when we got 500 signups in a day, there's one person going through and clicking, emailing, talking to people, and setting up their product. So yeah, it can take up to 10 days, but usually it's done within 2.
I think it took me like 10.
10?
Yeah, like 10, 7 days type shit.
Yeah.
But now even us, we are on the page. Yeah, small team is the best team for sure. Shout out Clarissa. But yeah, we're on the page as YouTube reactors. And I've been booked through there and everything. It's legit. It works. It's real jobs. And even indie people are supporting each other even.
Which I love.
It's amazing. Yeah. Shout out Jackson. I can't remember his last name off the top, but he's got like 16,000 followers and on YouTube, and he booked me to react to his shit. Like it really works, man. It really works, man.
Super dope.
And so, and the competition runs for how much longer?
So this competition, the sign-up competition is done on the 30th, and then the 31st, we're doing the drawing. So you got 5 more days. And we'll make sure all the pending ones get done and are up, and they'll be entered in. Even if their page isn't live yet, they'll be entered in. So even if your page isn't live, if you've signed up by the 30th, you're entered into the contest.
For sure. And so you have also been branching into management.
Yeah, which has been wild, but honestly, like super hard. Like not hard to do, but just like super dope. Like I really, really enjoy it.
Really? What made you want to get into it in the first place? And you have a management firm now.
Yeah. Support the Homies management is literally that. It's just supporting the homies. And obviously I have a lot of homies that I don't manage, but at the end of the day, it's like same thing. A lot of cats that are very talented. Like I say publicly on record any given day, like Oswin Benjamin we manage, Chris Rivers we manage, Anakin we manage, all of which I would say as rappers, you could say lyrically and artistically are better than myself. I think that they just didn't have the structure in place.
That's debatable. You're a cold ass motherfucker.
It's debatable, but basically what I'm saying is like the business structure wasn't there for them, and they were always just recording at the crib, and we would chop it up, and you know, we're chopping it up. And I'm like, yo, if we're chopping it up this much, like I want to really get behind you and do this. Like I really believe in y'all, and I really want y'all to go to the next level. So it's kind of like, I'd say this is more my passion than the music at this point. So I love the fact that like I got Oswin on his first ever tour with Murs. Oswin been making music his whole life, and I got him on his first tour with Murs. Or like, you know, Michael Minnelli. I got Michael Minnelli doing all these different features. I got all these different people doing stuff. And it's not, let me rephrase, it's not me getting them it. It's just they're very talented, and I'm able to use my resources to get them in better positions. They already had a brand. They already had great music. They already had great sound quality. Everything was there. They just needed some help pushing it.
Yeah. Well, and that's the toughest part, is creative ways to market yourself, especially in such an over-flooded market.
With the low budget.
Competing against billion-dollar budgets, even for some artists nowadays. And it's a crazy game, and shenanigans that are crazy as heck.
Yeah.
Murk, let's come back on because he was gonna actually his favorite song on the album is the one with Michael Minnelli on it.
Make Me Wanna.
Yeah.
That song's super hard, and it actually got picked up on like 3 or 4 editorial playlists on Spotify.
That's my shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, which is really hard to do. It's rare. It's rare that you get on an editorial playlist on Spotify.
But there is a Spotify placement part of Indie Amplify as well.
So there's 2 different types of playlists on Spotify. There's user curated playlists, and then there's editorial playlists. So Spotify owns, let's just say 150 or 200 editorial playlists. That's their playlist. You as B-Daz, as Daz Exotic, me as Futuristic, Murk, you can hop on and create your own playlist, and you can curate it and people could follow it, but it's not an editorial from Spotify. So to get on like New Music Friday or those types of things, you can't contact somebody and get on those. Spotify has to do that for you. And how you get those slots is from pitching on your Spotify for Artists page. So I pitched the project and pitched songs, you know, on that, and those songs have now landed on editorials. And to tell you how rare it is, like in my career, I want to say I've probably only been on I've probably only landed 10 to 15 placements in a 10-year career.
But why? Why?
Because it's the new radio. Labels own those labels. I don't want to say they own them, but if you're Spotify, you're working hand in hand with the labels. If you have 50 slots you can put songs on, how many of those are you really just going to give to independent artists, right? Like a lot of those slots are going to major label artists. So if you go to New Music Friday, every Friday when that's the biggest playlist, right? You go there, or Rap Caviar. Go to Rap Caviar and see how many independent artists are on there compared to people that are signed to a label. I'd say it's probably 85 or 90% all mainstream artists.
Did Michael Minnelli write the hook on that song?
No, I wrote that hook. I had that. I've had that song for like 2 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
He's ready to risk it all, give it all, bro.
Yeah.
That's my shit. I'm rocking with that.
Appreciate it.
And it's a lot of more people's. I didn't know who was all Future on. Like, how many features and stuff you got on that album? Because I heard a lot of different people.
Not too many. I think I'm looking right now. I got Chris Rivers, who's on Support the Homies Management. I got Michael Minnelli. I got Elisa Gutierrez, which that was like really only her second song.
Oh, wow. Sedona's my favorite joint on there, though.
That's it. And then Abi the Nomad, who's super, super dope. He's not with the management firm or anything like that. So yeah, only 3 features or 4.
Okay.
And so in Oswin, Denzel Porter, my motherfucking boy, he been to my crib. He came to my crib. Everybody that was on that tour with you came to the crib, and we smoked and kicked it.
Yeah,
Heavy.
Enzo's out here right now doing a bunch of press with. They just dropped the. Honestly, have you listened to
The
their new album?
album's dope. Come on, you know I got y'all back, man. Come on, man. Oh
Yeah, so
yeah. Shout out E Freeze for producing Oh Wow, which was a
that
dream of his hustle and his creative
crazy.
marketing
That just shows
strategist.
you what consistency will do, man. Most consistent guy. This dude's been live like 630 days in a row. He probably gonna tell you what the number is. It's probably more than that.
Yeah, drop the number, E Freezy.
He's
But
been going crazy.
yeah, the album is dope. It's very personal. It's bar heavy. There's a lot of melody and singing on it.
Yeah.
I mean, and each of them is such a distinct personality. Like
Okay.
even on the intro, the way Denzel Porter hits the what's the line that they're repeating that whole song?
What is the joint on that? I know what you're talking about, though.
I'm about to pull. I gotta look it up real quick. I just brain farted.
Tell him. That's what I tell him, huh?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
came. That's what I tell him. Like his,
Yeah.
like kind of like gritty element. I love that about his whole like presence on the whole project.
Yeah.
It's a dope ass project, and it is called. How do you pronounce it?
Apophenia.
What is apophenia?
Apophenia, and they would explain it way better than me. I learn new words every time I'm around these dudes. They have very extensive vocabularies. Apophenia is basically like looking at the same thing through different viewpoints. Or it's like different people's perspective on similar situations and similar things. So while they all grew up not necessarily in the same area, but just like experiencing different things, whether it be life, music industry, things of that nature, their views are completely different, from their own experiences.
Yeah. I need to get them on here. But yeah, OCD Apophenia is, and that's the first project from your management.
Yeah. First full project. Yeah. And that's not technically with us because they had that done before we inked deals together. So that one's technically not with us. Obviously, I'm still pushing and still rocking, but they had already had that done before we did anything.
Well, brother, I love you. Thank you for the. Oh wait, yeah. Well, I mean, obviously, how's fatherhood, real quick?
Fatherhood is great. It's crazy. It's cool to have the balance. It's a love like you've never experienced before. It's dope to just the littlest things are the biggest things, like being able to see him do the smallest thing. And it's just like, wow, like a laugh. It's crazy that a laugh can make your day, like a giggle, like, dang, he really just giggled. That's the first time he's done that. Or like I sent a video in the group chat today, our family group chat, of him like pushing himself up over the thing. Like
I watched,
so it's just like little things like that can make your day. And it's such a small thing, but it's such an amazing thing. So yeah, fatherhood is really, really dope. Luckily, I have a wife that holds it down and I get to still work and do my thing, and she really holds down the fort at home.
But you even have a work schedule, though, pretty much, though, like to work from the morning till.
Yeah, I try to be done at certain times, obviously, and then I take my breaks. Like he's always up around like between 1 and 1:30. So I usually come, I film stuff from like 11 to 1. Then I come back over here, eat some food, and like get some time in with him for like 35 to an hour, go back there, come back, like, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, luckily I get to kind of create my own schedule. But obviously there's times where like, damn, I miss tucking him into bed because I had that award show the other day, or tonight I have an interview at 8:00.
Oh, damn. And where's
like that? Salt Mine Studios.
Okay.
So things of that nature. It's tough. It's tough to like find the balance, but it's dope to be able. I can't imagine working a 9 to 5 and for real being gone all day, especially if I had a side hustle too. So it's cool to balance it.
For sure. And I got to meet him. And bro, he's got like blue eyes. It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah, it's wild.
crazy.
He's a cute guy. Cute little guy.
Where he at? No.
we just put him in bed. He just went down. Well, she just put him in bed. He was crying, or not crying, making noises and stuff in the beginning of the interview, but she just put him down.
I heard him.
Yeah, for his answer. Yeah.
But yeah, man. It was great having you on here. Hopefully a lot of people got a lot of information they needed, and y'all get registered to indieamplify.com. We got it in the comments. I'm also gonna put it in the description of the video. Murk Sane.
What's up? Hey, and I got one more question before we end this. I just
Bet.
want to know, what's your top 5 rappers of all time and today?
And today, so
Yeah.
2 different lists.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Who I think is the best, or who are my favorite?
Who you think the best? And I want to know who's your favorite.
Damn. That's tough. There's so many layers to it. I think that's real tough. I mean, I'm gonna give you a dang, that's tough. Oh, all encompassing. You gotta go Eminem, Kanye. Dang, best rappers though, that's different. It's tough. That's so hard to answer.
All right, give me your top 5 all times.
That's hard to answer too. Damn. For me,
Shout out Bradford.
I'll do 2. So I would say, if I had to say best rappers, I'm gonna go.
That's exotic. That's exotic. That's exotic. That's exotic. That's exotic. So go ahead.
I'm gonna go Eminem, Kanye, Drake, Kendrick, Cole. I guess Andre 3 Stacks. I guess I'm giving you like a top 10. Yeah. Then Jay-Z.
I was just gonna say no Jay-Z, man.
So this is the thing for me. Like, so when people ask me my favorites, I don't never really put Jay-Z in there as far as my favorites, because I just grew up on animated rap. Like, I liked Eminem, Ludacris, Busta Rhymes. Like, I liked more. Even Kanye West is more animated than Jay-Z. I think like cats that was kind of had the more monotone voices. Wasn't like, growing up wasn't my cup of tea. Mm-hmm. So I would go with that. Childish Gambino is one that I always put in there that people always debate with, but he'd be my number 1 for me as far as my favorite. Mm-hmm. But he has such a small catalog compared to a lot of those other ones. But for me, he's number 1. So yeah, those are some. I guess that's like 8 or 9. But yeah, that's like 8 or 9 of my favorite / best rappers, in my opinion. You could throw Tupac in there. You could throw.
Chris and Busta was his biggest influence, though. Even sure. Speed rapping. And
so you like the Twister too? You like the Twister?
Yep, I like the Twister, but hard. Not as much as Ludacris or Busta Rhymes, for sure, or Eminem. Those was probably top 3 for me. Okay. As far as influence. And I'm tripping. And Nelly back in the day was top 5 influences.
Do you want to come and take a ride with me with 2
Nelly was my man
back
too,
of the
Yeah. Facts.
28 of them.
28FACTZ.
Yo.
Live and direct.
Yo. All right, man. I think it's safe to say we covered a lot of shit. Is there anybody you want to tell to like fuck off, mind their business? Any address for the haters?
Never that. Nah, man, just for anybody watching, obviously check out indieamplify.com, sign up, sell your services. You literally can make a living off of just selling what you're already doing, and being more proactive about it. Hopefully y'all caught some gems in this interview. And you're making sure that you're doing the right things. Follow our YouTube channel, our Instagram, because we're constantly dropping gems. Our TikTok, whatever social media platform you rock with,
I'm gonna drop the banner.
Yeah, we're constantly dropping stuff on there. So yeah, just follow Indie Amplify. It really is a one-stop shop, and everything that I know, I will continue to lace y'all with. Everything that I learn, I will lace y'all with. Anything new that happens in the industry that I discover, I'll lace y'all with. So make sure you follow Indie Amplified.
Damn, that's a big undertaking.
Yeah. It's cool. It's cool to learn something and then the next day go shoot the video and talk about it and put it out to the world. And it's like, if I'm the one that breaks it down for you and I'm a trusted source, like, cool, get it from me, and that's bringing value to my company, and then it's bringing value to your life and your artistry. So there it is. Yeah, love y'all, appreciate y'all, love you, Daz. Great chopping it up with you, Murk.
Yes, sir.
And yeah, man, make sure y'all happy in real life, not just on the internet, baby.
Ooh, and I actually had every quote written out to get your perspective on, but we you know how it goes.
After next time.
Yeah, no, for sure. I wasn't gonna do it now. Definitely not.
You good.
But I think it's safe to say we out of here. Hey,
Gone.